So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck? So Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000 and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro. So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck? So Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000 and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro.
Wow, man. Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, double honors to my elders and apostles like Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutation unto the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yawasop, and came across my attention from the brother Selah. I believe he, or maybe even myself, sent him the video. But there's that woman right there, man, that's absolutely crashing out, man. She doesn't know what to do, and it just really just solidifies more and more what a wicked and selfish place we're living in right now, man. And these people that are in charge, only for a temporary moment, are just dirtbags at the end of the day, man. And we're gonna bring a couple of precepts out, man, because at the end of the day, this is why we're striving to get to the kingdom, because we don't want to be stuck in this place where we're in bondage. This is the book of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, and who is he? So that's talking about Esau, Edom, man. The so-called Ish people. That's why you could see in the comments that people were making memes about it, because these people, man, they just want to get that squeeze, man. And it's been given into the hands of the wicked. No righteous individual is gonna do that. Where you're going for an education, and then you're gonna get that much debt, to the point where you don't know what to do. You can't have kids, you can't buy a house, you literally can't do anything. And this really goes to show you, man, the times that we're living in, man. These are the prophecies, man. The book of Revelation. Let me find that right now. It talks about the price of bread. And it says it right here. This is Revelation 6:6, and I'm gonna bring this out in the KJV. One moment. Okay, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So that penny was talking about that was worth a lot of money back then, and it's basically saying that the prices of everything is going to be just ridiculous. It's going to be incomprehensible. You're going to go get a bread. What the bread that you once would have gotten 5-6 years ago is going to be triple the price. Eggs, triple the price. Milk, triple the price, if not more. And you can't really do nothing about it, man. There's no really going around it because the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So, these Edomites, man, Esau, Edom, he's going around and buying up all the farmland. He's telling people what regulations that they could have. He's causing restrictions to those people that actually want to do things the right way. And he's basically putting these farmers into a box, and therefore, because of that, he could charge them whatever he wants. And the same thing applies for school. Same thing applies for housing. And it's just gonna get worse and worse, man. It's not gonna get any better. Okay, and I'm gonna read this from the GNT as well. I heard what sounded like a voice coming from among the four living creatures, which said, a quart of wheat for the day's wages, and 3 of barley for a day's wages, but do not damage the olive trees, the olive trees and the vineyards. And this is just vanity at the end of the day. This is vanity. The place that we're living in, Babylon the Great, everybody is drinking the wine as it speaks about, and the ideologies, and going to school and trying to get this 6-figure job. Meanwhile, that's not even guaranteed. You leave out with a bunch of debt. As a woman, you spend 4 to 8 years trying to chase for a degree, when those are prime ages where you should be having a child, where you should be, focusing on motherhood. Instead, you have your mind, your ideologies are shifted, and then you it's even to the point where you can't even stay at home. You gotta work, and that order is not in place back then in the ancient world. Women used to stay at home. They weren't going around working all day, for the most part. So I'm going to bring this out. Everyone is drinking from her cup because this applies right now. It's the book of Revelation 18:3-5. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues, for the sins have reached unto heaven, for Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. So, these merchants, man, they're obtaining an abundance. These so-called Edomite, these so-called, white ish people, the Edomites, they're profiting off of this, while the average American, is struggling. And this is why, like I said, these people, they don't have anything else. They don't have anything else to hope for. But we've been given the knowledge and understanding. And when you see stuff like this, it just really makes you want to get out of this place even more, man. Because we're really in prison right now. And ultimately, man, that whole school thing, it's just vanity in and of itself, because you're going to go and you're going to study all your life. And I've seen it time and time again. These women, half the time, man, they change their face like the moon. That one day they want to study to be a teacher. The next day they want to study to be a nurse. I've seen women change majors 3-4 times. And then they end up getting a job that's completely different than all the 4 majors. It's just like, you went to college all these years to just go and study. And ultimately you came out with nothing but a bunch of bodies, and you were just sucking a bunch of dick. I'm gonna just keep it to you plain and simple like that. If you don't like the language, then it is what it is. But that's really what college is about right now in this modern day that we're living in. I mean, what do you really get? And it's just vanity at the end of the day. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 1 and 2. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So these people, they study for years and years, and then anything can happen to you, and then you just all that studying for nothing, man. When you could have been in these scriptures, man. You could have been seeking the wisdom of the word. And if you're so focused on this school thing, man, over the Lord, man, you're a fool. You're a damn fool, man. What does it say? Wisdom of the world, of the word. Let me see if anything comes out here, man. Let's see. Tawadi Bashim Yahushai. Okay, this is the book of 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh, for it is written, He has taken the wise in their own craftiness. So, this wisdom at the end of the day, this is the real gold, man. This is far beyond any schooling you can get, man, in Babylon, man, because you're ultimately under the institution of these Edomites, man. They're the ones making the curriculum. They're the ones telling you what to follow. They're not letting you go and learn outside the box. When have you seen Esau Edom want you to learn outside the box, man? They want you controlled, man. They want you like a robot. And it sucks, man, because a lot of us, we have no other choice. Some of us are in situations where we have to work under these conditions, and sometimes we have the ability to get out, but sometimes we don't, and that's just what we have to go through while we're here. But we hope and pray that we get delivered out of here soon, man, because this is not right. I mean, everybody can say and agree that is not right, man. But this is the world we're living in. So, like I said, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. This is why you got to blame Esau. And this is another precept that aligns with the vanity of vanities. This is the book of Mark 8 and 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So, if you do end up, beating that debt, so to speak, and you end up making a bunch of money, but you don't have the Lord on your side, then what is that going to profit you at the end of the day? You're going to gain the whole world while you're here, and then eventually you're going to go and you're going to die, and then you're going to pass it on to somebody else who may or may not use your wealth wisely. It's out of your control at that point, because you're just going to go to dust, and you'll be wishing that you came back and you said, oh, I wish I would have given that time to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But ultimately, not everybody has been given this knowledge and understanding. It's been selected by the Lord. So that's why what we're dealing with right now, these prophecies, the gift, knowledge, and understanding, and most of all, the true power of His name Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahushai. This is wealth superior to anything that this world can offer, man. That's not to say that talks about it in the book of Ecclesiasticus. You should eat your food, and you shouldn't deprive yourself. But at the same time, there's a balance to everything. Some brothers make a little bit more than others, but it's not to say we're gonna go out and start splurging on Ferraris and things like that. We might have a little bit more, and that's why we have to allocate it in alms, or we got to help out the brothers in the Akim, because we've been given that wealth while we've been here, and it's ultimately all from the Lord, man, because the Lord has the power to take, and He has the power to destroy. And I want to bring that out too. Let's see. This is not the precept I want, but you know what? I can still bring this out. This is a great one. The book of John, chapter 10. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth out some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth by the door is a shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by his name and leadeth him out. So we know the voice of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and he's the one that's gonna lead us out of this captivity while we're here. It's gonna be nobody else. So when you're focusing about all this money, material wealth, ultimately it's idolatry, man. And you could tell that woman is crashing out because most of her life has probably been surrounded on going to school and forming an identity with that, instead of having that relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And I don't know if he's an Israelite or not. We don't know for sure. I don't, at least based off that short video. But we're prisoners of hope while we're here. And it also says, let's bring that out. And then while we're here, we want to just serve the Lord, man. That's the duty of man. We don't want to be focused in all this nonsense. And I actually had this precept, I think, out before. Let me see. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, Zechariah 9 and 12. Actually, I had that out earlier. This is the book of Zechariah 9 and 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope, even to the day that I will declare, I will render double unto thee. So, the Lord, man, he's going to give us so much, man, when we're in the kingdom. But we got to, hold on, man. We're prisoners of hope while we're here, man, because we're really in a prison. Babylon the Great, this just world we're living in, and it's just is waxing day and day. It's deteriorating. It's falling apart, and we could see that, man, with the air, the water, the destruction that's going on, earthquake, pestilence everywhere. And the scriptures they talk about this. It's almost like every week you're seeing another earthquake, and it just shows, man, the Lord is coming soon, man. And Jacob's trouble is on the way. And these prophecies have to take place, in which are coming fast. Pretty soon you're going to see the mark of the beast is going to be in full effect, man. And that's the RFID microchip and the radio frequency identification device. And ultimately, the school is going to tie in with that too. If you're going to school and you're doing all that nonsense, it's going to tie into that. They're not going to make you go to school unless you have the RFID microchip. It's like, what's the point at this point? What's the point? Really ask yourself that, Akim. Is it worth going to school because your parents told you to, just to get a decent paying job in which they're going to tax you a shitload of money, and you're not going to really have that time to allocate to build your relationship in this time, man, because the famine of the word's coming very soon, and we want to be on point. We don't want to be slacking off. We don't want to be like that person that's coming in and you're trying to get the answers from everybody else, and then you end up failing because it's too late. No, man, this is something where you can't just ride with the group and hope to pass, man. This is you got to work out your own salvation. What does it say? Work out. Because this is you can't just go and just expect to just brush by this. And the Lord sees everything at the end of the day. But this is the book of Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye always have obeyed, not in my presence only, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. So this is we got to work on this on our own, man. It's a daily walk. And of course, don't get me wrong, we have the Akim, to lift us up, man. Iron sharpeneth iron, but at the end of the day, they're not the ones that are going to save us, man. They're not the ones that are, it's the Lord has to be dealing with us, man. He has to, predestine us to be saved, man, and to obtain the salvation. And that's why we got to pray to the Lord every day, that he doesn't allow us to get distracted, man, by these earthly lusts, man, by the Babylon juice that this world offers, man, like that woman and like others, like these 2/3, man, like our people that have fallen into that delusion. We got to just pray that he doesn't take the candlestick away from us, and he gives us that fire, man, that burning fire, as it says in Jeremiah, to keep pushing on, in hopes that we're going to receive that promise, man, the everlasting life, and the scriptures say clear what we're going to obtain when we get to the kingdom, man. Okay, the scriptures don't lie, and let's bring that out right now. This is because that lady was crying and saying how she can't even afford one house, and Kourtney Kardashian had 8 mansions or whatever. Like, it ain't gonna mean anything, man. Kourtney Kardashian is gonna get destroyed at the end of the day, man. And, this is the book of John 14 and 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. So the Lord, he's preparing a place for us right now. And there's mansions upon mansions, man. If you think that if you go around, you live in an area that's very expensive, imagine going to the most expensive area where you, the expensive place in your area, and look at all those mansions, man. And combine all those mansions into one. That's not even a fraction of what the Lord has for us, man. And that's not even all. That's not what we're, that's, we want that everlasting life, man. We want that peace. Our bodies are tearing away. We get headaches. We can't sleep properly. The water's shit. The food's contaminated. The bread's been defiled among the Gentiles, man. We're living in a place where everything is controlled by Esau, man. We're going to go to a place that's going to be pure. That's going to be in perfection, man. It's going to be absolutely perfect, man. We're going to be rejoicing with Yahweh Shai. We're not going to have to deal with no ailments anymore, nothing. And we're going to have everlasting life. You know, these people that you know, they don't even care, man. Then, well, they're gonna get destroyed, man. They're not gonna receive this promise, you know. But it continues to say, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither ye know, and the way ye know. And then this is exactly why we got to store up our treasures in heaven right now, man. You know, because the Lord, he already said that he's going to give us these mansions. And that just goes just to the promises that he's going to give us, you know. But this is the book of Matthew 6:19 through 21. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves do not break in nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So, you know, we're the treasure is this word, man. This is the treasure, man, that we're dealing with right now. We gotta store up our treasures, you know, in heaven, man, because ultimately Kourtney Kardashian or whoever, all these famous celebrities, man, and athletes, these mansions that they have, man, they're gonna get destroyed. I mean, what do you see? There was I think a fire in Los Angeles not even a year ago. I mean, this guy that was a very famous celebrity athlete, I forgot his name. His rings, everything got destroyed, man. His mansion, everything, all his memorabilia, everything he worked for his whole life was just vanity. It just washed away in a moment's notice, a blink of an eye, you know? And that's what happens when you just store up your treasures here on earth, where moths out corrupt and thieves break in and steal, man, because anything can happen, you know? It's only temporary, you know? And ultimately, at the end of the day, the Lord created everything, so he could destroy everything too. As I said before, I think it's in Deuteronomy. But let me, you know, let me go back. Salakia for the background noise, guys. I got a cat that suddenly wants to meow when I'm doing a lesson. Man, Satan right there. But you know, and you see that woman right there, man. You know, she's just, you could tell she's vexed, man. And this is majority of everybody in Babylon, unless you're a multi-millionaire, and even then, you know, if you're just a person that's working, middle class person, even upper middle class, you're facing some sort of vexation, man. When you go in the store, everything's so expensive. This place it just creates so many barricades, man. Even with healthcare, man. You go to the ambulance for whatever reason, it's $15,000-$20,000 just for a quick 5-minute ride. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. Where do you go where that they do that? That's not right. And it's just sorrow, man. It's a prison. It's the book of Revelation 21:4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither there will be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So when we make it to the kingdom, and Yahweh Ratazar, and we pray, Lord willing, that we continue to fight till the end, because it's all about endurance, everything's going to be restored to perfection, like I said, man. Like the scripture said, we're not going to be in pain anymore. We're not going to be crying. We're not going to be waking up on the wrong side of the bed and feeling bad, man. We're going to be finally at peace. But this is why we have to prepare ourselves now, man. Okay? Because the time is coming soon, you know? Let's bring out preparation. This is key, man. Preparation. You know, I'm up in the KJV Online, and you know, Akim, this is a great tool, man. You know, Tubadi by Shemir Washai for the KJV Online, as well as the Blue Letter Bible. You know, the Blue Letter Bible right here, you know, you can go in and everything is given to you, man. You know, the Lord really blessed us with so many wonderful tools to use. It's just up to us to set our mind right and not get distracted with what this world has to offer with that Babylon juice, man, because you know, YouTube has a lot of nonsense on it, a lot of distraction, but at the same time, this is what we can use as that platform to push out this word, man, and to compel those to come in, man, and to fish for the elect. And the more that we do in these videos, the quicker everything's gonna move, man, and the Lord's gonna seal up all his elect, you know, and then he's gonna come and wreak havoc on this place. Let's see. Yeah. And this is the book of Luke 21:36. And these are words from Yahushua himself. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So, you know, you want to stand before the Son of Man and receive that crown. He's going to be, well done, my good and faithful servant. I mean, what kind of words, like, you know, like, you could win championships, man. You could be UFC champion of the world. You could be winning Super Bowl upon Super Bowl. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. He won all these titles and awards, and you know, and that means nothing, man. That means nothing, man. You know, we hope and pray that we're of the elect, man, the first fruits. That is the best gift that you could receive, man. And the Lord himself telling you, well done, my good and faithful servant. You fought to the end. You resisted the ways of this world, man. Okay? You were chosen and set apart. I mean, what's not better than that, man? You know, this is the whole duty of man. You know, it says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So, you know, these things that are going to come to pass, if you see that video, is just an example, man, of the squeeze, man. It's just a small, tiny example of what people are going through, man. It's not even going to amount to the crazy shit that's going to come very soon, okay, to this place. You're going to see people starting to do heinous things, eating each other, all this stuff. I mean, if you see Eve, man, she get mad with her baby daddy. She puts the kids in the stove and burns them to death. What more is she going to do, man? She'll eat your kids, okay? People are going to start doing terrible things. People are going to start raping, murders, robberies. And, you know, Satan's going to just, the spirits are going to start hopping on people to start crashing out, man. You know, spirits created for vengeance. You know, there's people that are created right now that they might even seem like, you know, all that, you know, bad, but then there's spirits created on them for a specific time and place that just crash out and bug out and die and cause just destruction to a bunch of people. And the last thing you want is to be caught up in that judgment, man. So this is why it's so important to just pray fervently, man. You know, what does it say? Pray without ceasing. You know, because this lesson, you know, this is where the spirit is going on. But we got to, you know, arm ourselves with these tools that the Lord's been giving us, man. You know, he gave us these tools, man. And this is Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. Actually, I'm going to read Thessalonians 16 on. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. So what does that mean, ceasing? Let's go there and bring that in the Blue Letter Bible. You know, let's bring that in the Blue Letter Bible really quick. And I don't know why that's doing that right now, man. I'm just trying to bring that out. Ceasing. Let's bring that out in a linear concordance really quick.
Strong's G89, adialaptos.
Adialatos, without ceasing, without intermission, incessantly without ceasing. So you're not causing interruptions. You're not stopping. There's no limit as to how much you can pray, man. I mean, David was praying all the time, man, 3 times a day. You know, Daniel, a faithful servant unto the Lord, was praying all the time, man. And you see what the Lord did to them. He took them through marvelous things, man. He fought with them. It says, in everything, give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh and Yahushua HaMashiach concerning you. So, you know, giving thanks, man, that we've been put on here to serve the Lord. It says, quench not the spirit, despise not prophesyings. prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all the appearance of evil. And the very and Yahweh of peace sanctify you wholly, and I pray Yahweh your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless to the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Faithful is he that calleth you, who do also brethren pray for us. Greet all the brethren with the holy kiss. I charge you by the Lord that this epistle be read unto the holy brethren, and the grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach be with you. Amen. So, we're always supposed to constantly pray, man. That's a weapon that the Lord has given us to protect us, man, in these times to come. That's that lifeline between you and the Lord, praying, man. Getting in that word, filling up your spirit, man, with that spiritual food, man, that ever-flowing water. And that's what's going to get you. That's what's going to get you through all this tumultuous time that's supposed to come, man. Ultimately, it's about endurance, We got to endure to the very end. Because things are going to start playing out. It's going to be very, very crazy, man. This is why you got to prepare yourself now, man. Preparation is key. And this is the book of James 1:12 through 18. Blessed the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him, man. So we love the Lord, man. We got to endure, man, this temptation. But whatever happens, we got to just fight, because this is it. What else is there that we're going to possibly do? We're going to go back into the world and just die with the rest of these people, man? What the fuck does it matter if we have a fucking mansion or a nice-ass Ferrari? That shit could just burn one day, Somebody could run up and steal that shit. What the fuck does that matter, man? Okay? And you know what? You don't like my language, and so be it. I don't give a shit, all right? We're here to serve the Lord, man, not meddle ourselves in all this other nonsense. Okay? Snap out of it, Jake, all right? This ain't the time to play around. You got to have your mind right all the time, man. You got to be sober. You got to be vigilant, right? The devil, man, Satan is trying to prowl all the time, man, to find open gaps, right? It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. Then when the lust hath conceived, it bringing forth sin, and sin, whether it is finished, bringing forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow returning, or his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we shall be kind of first fruits of his creatures, man. So we want to strive to be the first fruits, striving to be the elect, and if you're going to be that top, that cream of the crop, I believe that's how you say it. We want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can, man, to show efforts, man, because this is our reasonable service. Let me bring that out. This is going to be the last precept, because I got to go take care of something now, and I got, a bunch of calls right when I'm trying to finish a lesson. This is what happens. You don't only got the cap, you got the people blowing up your phone, all of a sudden. Oh man. This is what we're dealing with right now. Satan. This is the book of Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service, man. So this is our reasonable service while we're here. We're supposed to serve the Lord. That's the whole duty of man. So, when you see a woman like that, men like that, family members, friends, anybody just crashing out, they're feeling the squeeze, in the back of your head, man, you have something that was promised you that you got to strive for. And you got to pray that you make it till the end, man, and continue to just push, because the light at the end of the tunnel is soon, man. This is why it's important to have your eye full of light, the body, so that the body's full of light, and then you continue to keep pushing till the very end, and you endure, and with that being said, I want to end this lesson off. I pray that, Lord willing, you found this edifying and exhorting. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles and great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutation unto the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yahweh Sop, and to you.